your sleeping bag for your as a t-shirt.
Yes.
You know who I just saw, and I didn't know was Sally Good. Do you know Sally? She had like a big pillow case for her.
Yeah,
for her stocking pet.
both of these.
You know you want to work on it.
I feel like it's Christmas. I love this piece. I'm so happy everyone's free to do it.
Yeah, this is awesome.
Yeah.
Are you second line?
Yeah, are you first or second, Mike? What did I give you?
Second.
Second, you're in the exact right place.
Okay, is there only one of each?
There will be a standard each.
Oh, so two of each.
Yes, 2 players of each, 1 standard each.
There's only one.
That's my favorite.
This is
Especially when it's also high.
Yeah. Yeah. We were just talking about that this morning. That's so funny.
What was that?
We were talking about how like if you have just if you're just a person playing live,
Right.
you'll get your music like weeks in advance and just like
Yeah, I mean, she was the first person to request her part.
Yeah.
It's a very famous oboe part.
Yeah.
Oh, we changes pages.
Kind of like,
We're playing piccolos.
And she's playing.
She's playing C.
But the parts are transposed, or you guys are?
We're transposed.
We're transposing. So these are piccolo in A,
Okay.
and so we're basically a fourth down on.
Better you should
She's
be.
just transposing up.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right, yeah, she's up one, she reads up one
Yeah.
step. Okay, let's get started with reading. Thank you everyone for being a part of this. I'm thrilled that you're here. I'm so thrilled to have your generosity with this project. And with that, let's begin. fantastic reading. That's the tempo I want. Everyone sounds great. John, you said this part's a beast, but you're playing this like no problem. It's amazing. Just a couple of notes. Whenever we have the motive, so in general, when you have two eighth notes together, we bump, bump. First one heavier and louder, second one shorter and softer. No matter where that happens. Trumpet parts, for example, at the beginning when shape with the contour up, so when it goes up, get louder. When it goes down, get softer. And then anyone that has the motive of so when there's a sixth, a distance of a sixth between the start of the motive, the main motive of the piece, and where it's different between that should always come out, and then the second motive of second, and then anything else third, layer of thirds in terms of polyphonic playing. Does that make sense? Okay. We'll have time to do this again with the singers when they come. That went. John, will it cost you too much to play it again? No? Okay, let's take it again from the top. I'll stop it as I need to. Great, fantastic. Great. Let's move on now, please, to movement 7, Petit Potentia. We'll just get a quick Slow. Okay, pretty good. This needs to go just a little ever so slightly quicker. It's not a bad reading tempo. And then, sorry, at the beginning of the movement, for the flauty and the oboes, up, 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 up. So always shape into the downbeat of the previous, or the succeeding measure. And then violins, violas, you can shape also that way. So for example, your first bar, da 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 dee da da, and with the shape there. So and then you can bring out a little more the continuum. Just bring out the descending motive a little more. This should go a little quicker. So let's read this again, please. Any questions so far? No? Okay. Let's shut that again. Sorry. That's it. You're reading it. You're reading. So I think for a first reading rehearsal, this is going very, very well. Good. Strings and winds in general, not trumpets, but woodwinds and strings. Any eighth notes, keep them in general pretty detached. Because the text of what the singers are singing is also, because of where the consonants are, they're articulating that in the same way.
What about, actually, like, there's 25, same thing there? Are those eighths short? Or are those
Yeah, they are. Yes, they are. Yes. That motive is sung by the choir before, but, and there's, he was talking about.
Okay.
Yes, good. Well, I think, well, it depends. At the beginning, no, because the tenors have to fight for their lives to get that opening motive heard. It's very hard for the tenors.
Alright, well, you can suggest.
But so, yeah, but always with the eighth notes, first one longer than the second one. and then really bringing up the contour. Whenever what's here would be a little
That's
easier.
what I meant by, what do you mean by the contour?
Like the contour.
Figures or-
So, no, so the 16th can shape into the next 8th note.
Oh, you said that's each of the little units, I thought.
Yep.
Large.
And then a lot of places to restart. Okay, let me give you some dynamics, please, for this movement. So in measure 5, so this is basically a fugue for a big bold fugue for the choir. Bar 5.
Oh, you still.
Sorry, same movement, so still movement 7, please. Bar 5, anytime this happens, so on the downbeat, which on which no one plays, but the orchestra responds on beats 2 or 3, just keep it pretty soft until, so each phrase restarts, every 4-bar phrase. So phrase 1 is the first entrance of the tenors, then phrase 5, bar 5, new phrase, bar 9, and 13. We get really, really pretty full playing at bar 21. So we've got to keep it sort of light before that because of what's going on with the choir. When they're here, and they'll be here on Monday, next Monday, you'll hear it. John, are you comfortable with bar 34 with the what I'm doing, subdividing and everything like that with the drill? It's okay? It sounds great.
Yeah, we gotta figure out.
Okay. Just making sure.
Yeah.
Okay, let's continue on, please, to the final movement, the Gloria Patri, and/or it was going to sound like the beginning.
Wait, which is?
The final movement. It's called the Gloria Patri, and then it should. So, and it's not in the Anang. It's not in the appendix. It's this one. Yeah. That's exactly it. So it's awesome to have you guys here.
Yep,
Yeah.
they're all pumped.
They are, okay.
Yeah. Actually, woodwinds I would tuck, so anything, for example, the starting of bar 20, all of that material, all 16 notes should be, I'd prefer that they all get tongued. Exactly as the trumpet's articulated.
I think those are the only slurs I have marked, but.
Right, I mean,
or
yeah,
printed,
we
but-
could slur those, you know, on the natural trumpet that easy. So,
Okay.
you know,
Well,
but,
they're probably just all.
it's possible that he.
You're louder, so you
It's
win.
possible that he did mean for the women to slur. But it's,
Well,
Dr. Lau, was that, which measure was that? Because I don't have any slurs in the flute bar.
Oh, this is, second to last measure,
it's
right?
an ultimate measure.
41?
No slur.
I have Taya, the very last
That's
beat
really,
of
no,
60s.
take it, take it
Okay.
out.
But we had the same thing, I mean, for the same things as well.
Yeah, that should not be,
I just.
okay,
Oh, yes.
okay.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, those are.
When you have the dotted quarter eight,
Did you like it?
Yeah.
violins, you're doing, violins.
Wait, what's your name?
It sounded great.
Hey, violins, how do you?
Dr. Shepson's talking right.
You did up, down, you had the dotted quarter eight.
I would up, I went down, up, down.
Yeah.
Da, da, da,
Yeah,
yeah, every
Oh,
time.
as it comes.
No, I think down, up, down every time.
Right.
Yeah.
And then retake the,
Oh, when you have.
are we talking measure 10?
Yeah. Da, 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 dee. That, yeah, I don't care if you can do that. You can do, then do as it comes for that one. And then for the
Oh, you are
next.
doing it. Oh, you mean started up low?
No, that's okay with me, but for every time the dotted quarter eighth motive comes, I want to start down bow. If that makes sense. I'll trust you to tell me if it does.
Well, we might want to vote.
Yeah,
That's a good idea.
Yeah, so the eighth one.
Da,
I was with the
da,
last couple of
Okay.
years. So down and up, so up, down. So let's go.
Oh, so.
down, down, up, but hook bow.
Yeah,
Good. Let's do this one again. So bar one has to be pretty forte, and then 2, 3, 4, obviously it's just the testo solo, so it's just the bass note. And then bar 5, 6, please mezzo forte. Bars 10 and 11, mezzo piano. And then bars 15, 16. From there we come in mezzo forte and we crescendo until the fermata on bar 19. Write down what I just said. Let's take this one more time and then the trumpets can. I'm not having a crazy moment and I'm not forgetting anything that you play, right? It's okay, right, okay. This is my 6th time around with the piece, but my 1st time conducting it, so I just wanted to make sure, like, all the studying that I didn't remember something wrong.
There is movement time 3/4.
And that really?
Huge trumpet solo, right? 3/4.
No, it's giving me a hard time.
A monster.
We sprayed it for like a piece of cake.
Movement 9 is not.
And 3/4.
Oh, that's a Harry Potter thing. Got it. Okay, one more time from the top. From the top of the 12th movement, the last one. bar 29. Bar 29, please. Bar 29, B naturals. Yeah. Thank you so much. This is so wonderful. Trumpets, do you have any questions?
Why is the hot water always on the left?
I don't know. Ask the people at the platform 9 3/4. I should really tell you. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you. Okay, everyone else, let's go. Please go to movement 4.
Knowing that I'll forget to. This comes out of the intersection of this movement comes directly out of the end of movement 3. So it's this amazing duet between the first oboe, the oboe d'amore, and the soprano who's here already listening, and then it just sort of comes crashing down. So this movement to me is the heavy metal, or this is as heavy metal or death metal as Bach gets. So it's got to be, it's awesome. I love this movie so much. But so, especially the downbeat, the one the energy of, so very sharp on the 8th notes, and always, the 8th notes are always going, crescendoing into the 16th note cascata down, the scale that goes downward. I won't subdivide it all because I just got to get out of the choir's way. But lots of separate bows for the violins. Okay, ready? We'll practice soon the attack of getting from movement 3 into this movement because the transition is hard and it always takes the audience by surprise. They can't take us by surprise. Will be subdivided.
Nothing coming out of the trill.
Wait, can you say that again?
What do you want coming out of the trill? Nothing. Just
So we don't need an anticipation.
there's gotta be some parts on this that can't lie well on a string instrument. Like some passage. Yeah, this movement is awkward. Right, so I would say that, I mean, I know everyone's reading, but just in the string instruments, I'm hearing some low intervals going, dun 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 dun. Keep those tuned higher, because it's, you're underneath the woodwinds there. The pitch is under. Okay, from the top again. Let me give you some dynamic markings. In the middle of bar 4, pull the dynamic back mark to piano, please. Then this starts a gradual sequence when you get these amazing dissonants that get layered in the choir. It's phenomenal writing. And then this crescendos into the downbeat of bar 10 on the A major cadence. Then this stays pretty, again, pretty light, pretty articulate. Make sure all the eighth notes have a bite to them, but don't let them get too heavy. So I know that those seem to be contradicting, and I don't mean them to be. Da, ya, ba, 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 ba. One more thing is that tied notes into the next beat, either if it's a quarter note tied to a 16th or a quarter note tied to an 8th, make sure that the release is really in time. Okay, from the top again. Any questions so far? No? Great. You know what, would you mind giving us so I'll play, so there will be harpsichord with this movement. Would you mind giving us the lead in 3 bars before, let's see, 2 bars before? Actually, you're going to be playing this too, David, for both of you. Can we do from movement 3, from 5 bars before, the downbeat of 5 before the end of movement 3, to practice the transitions. We can start hearing this. So here's your note, Mary. You start on an F sharp. Yeah. And this will be subdivided, and I'll be playing with you in the front on the harpsichord that will materialize, but not tonight. So 3 and 4 and. Yeah, exactly. So same place again, please. I need to cue you better on that entrance.
No, that's all right. We knew where the meeting was, we just didn't, it was bad.
So remember, so I cut off the fermata, the choir has beats 3 and 4, omnes, bum, and then the basses in the choir come in with the continuo gang and the double bass.
And that's down to 25.
And that, the F sharp, yeah, and that, exactly, that's the down to 25.
Okay.
Omnes, dum, bum, 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 yeah, bum, 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 bum. Yeah. Any questions about that? Yes.
Is it measure 16 or measure 13, or we need to be piano?
It's not bar 13. 13's fine, like somewhere in, once the singers are here, we'll have to rebalance anyway.
Okay.
We'll have to continue to rebalance anyway, but it's bar 16 that has to get down. So the two.
And then we crescendo.
Exactly. So the three places in the piece where I'd like the ensemble to take or retake a less dynamic, beat bar 5, beat 3.5. So when you guys dip down to the low C sharp, bar 11 should be fairly not in the way of the singers. Bar 4. Oh, did I say the wrong
4 or
bar?
5.
Bar 5 beat 3 3/4.
Okay.
Slightly kidding, but actually not really. And then bar 15, also the same place. So halfway through bar 3, because the bass, what the basses are doing in the momentum of the cello take us up this sequence of events, and that leads to the climax of this movement dynamically is the downbeat of bar 21 going through the downbeat of bar 24. So that's pretty loud. Okay, I think we can leave that movement for tonight, if that's okay. Any questions? Let's please go on to Es Misericordia, which is movement number 6. This is a combination of the feeling of a Sicilian, but also the underlying rhythm of a G, but much slower because there's no Sicilian rhythm in here. But that kind of a feeling. Violin 1, you're doubled by flute 1, who's not here tonight, but will be here tomorrow. And the violin 2 is doubled by flute 2. So when if you feel like you have somebody following you, you do.
All right.
It's right.
We'll be leaving.
That's right. Taxi driver. And watch that the tied notes don't get too heavy. So think of those as a release, not as a, I have to hold it the full value, very 19th century, and then go on. They should release into the next gesture. Hey, great, really, really beautiful reading. So, this is not only the concertino, but I like this actually a straight tone and kind of cold. This is this is certainly not the low point musically in the whole piece, but this is one of the low points I feel emotionally, because especially with what comes next after this is the big festival movement, the Feti Potenzion. So, what I like, this has to be very kind of like cold, very intimate kind of color tone. Yes.
Following that, would you like non-vibrato or at least minimal vibrato? Or?
I would say non to middle, exactly. So dynamics of the opening, for some reason there are some that made it from the manuscript into my score and some that didn't. So let's say mezzo piano with the opening. Singers come in, bar 4 halfway through the bar, which is where the continuo drops out. Or the continuo continues, the string, the upper voices drop out. And then you guys should have a piano in your score 4, 5, 6, 7, bar 12. Yeah, so definitely there's a place where if you were using, let's say, minimal vibrato before, no vibrato at bar 12, please. And then, but a pretty big, like a fairly big sound, but with these constrictions. So not, I don't want to kind of, like we don't want Brahms to take over the last 4 bars of the piece, but that should be the thing, the words leave off, the singers are finished at that point. So that's going to be the fullest the orchestra will play, is the last 4 bars. Can we try this again? You can go get water and then come back, or something. Or you can stay. No? It's okay. Because I need you soon, but not right now for this movement.
Yeah, so we have this grace note G,
Yeah, that should be a long
So is
appoggiatura.
that?
So,
So you want that?
so yeah, long.
Okay, just make sure that we're doing it at the same time.
So bar 29.
Steady is the second, something like that.
Right, that's right. The vocalists have it, so I've already addressed it with them, and that's the only moment, I think it's the only moment it happens in the movement, it's just
Yeah.
there. Yeah,
Okay.
great. Yes.
You talked, guided us to a rival point in here, it was kind of obvious. I mean, you see the way the harmony went, starting in measure 4, I guess, so.
Yeah. Yeah, so the arrival point is going through 4. 8. The arrival point is bar 8 on the B natural.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. So that's, and also bar 8 is where the upper parts come back in. So nice to meet you. Thank you so much for playing with us. Yeah, so the first part was bar 8, bar 8, and then the next place is where you have to lead back is C sharp, D natural back into E natural. This is bar 20. The E natural and bar 20 is also kind of an arrival point. And then of course, bar 32, which is the first clue. Yeah, good. You have a question? Yes?
Measure bar.
Measure one.
We
We have a grace note, would you like us to?
Long.
do that?
That should be long. So. Yeah, and lean in. Actually, even though the grace note looks so short and sort of we toss it, that's the most expressive note in the bar sound. Yeah, that kind of thing. Good. Let's read. Let's go to please. Estudiantes. Now, we're ahead of schedule, which is incredible. This is, no, I mean, I had thought it would take I thought it would take an hour to do the first movement with the press. So this is, I'm really, 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 really happy. It's a nice problem to have. Would you guys mind running, let's leave we're gonna leave the second one for the strings, so we have tomorrow, we'll do the second one and also the proposal, which is number 8.
Sorry, are we always meeting here?
No, it's tomorrow's at 11:08. No, that's okay.
I assumed Keller Hall and then.
I didn't pay the Keller Hall people enough clearly to get there. No, we'll get a good dress rehearsal in there, we'll get a good amount of time.
Okay.
We'll get an hour and a half or so for a 25-minute piece, which is really great.
Yeah.
But we don't get it till the day before.
Okay.
I wish.
Well, tomorrow is 11:08.
Yeah, so we're gonna try close quarters. Let's take a look at Estudiantes, please. And, which means the violins can go.
Oh, we're done.
For the night, yes.
Oh, no.
That doesn't, you come back tomorrow,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
Okay, you're gonna know the whole thing.
Yeah.
Yes, you do. Don't you?
Where? What number is this?
Oh, this is just, no, actually, yeah, you guys can go too. So then, because the only people I need still are, because we have a respect seat with the oboe, Estudiantes has 2 flutes. So I'll sing Valerie's part in her absence.
Sure.
And then you can go.
Okay.
Okay, so thank you and thank you. And do you have any questions? Fantastic first rehearsal. This is awesome.
Yeah. 7 o'clock?
Great, yes, 11:08.
11:08.
Oh, it's at 7
I
o'clock.
don't know what it was.
Movement 9, 7 p.m. It's not at 6. The rehearsal is at 7.
Yeah.
In 11:08.
7 a.m.?
Oh, yeah.
Really?
This would be, although, this piece is a good way to wake up, I would think. It's so early.
So it's right.
Yeah.
On this thing?
You have the email. Yeah.
Yeah. We need to figure out something.
Where's the bonus stuff?
Yeah.
Okay, this is pizzicato for you guys.
I mean, now that I have it.
No problem.
Well, if you don't like it, then you can still change it. I would just.
Yeah. It's beautiful. The girl, I was supposed to rehearse with her today, and she has the flu, so she'll be back, hopefully back on her feet in a couple of days. That's the tempo that she'll want, that's the tempo that she does. I think one tiny thing, Dr. Lau, is that trills right on the trills directly on the beat with not a long Nachschlag. Or not a long appoggiatura. So yeah, so not a long first. Is it? That's it. For, in this case, yes.
Start on top of this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
That's it. Thank you.
All right. Yes, I'll make sure. I'll make sure I tell Valerie about that. But an actual trill, not just a not just a little, not just a little more.
6.
One of okay. Yeah. So trill, not more. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Just okay. Right on. Okay. Anything else? It's so weird without the first.
I know. I was singing the full part and then singing the alto part. And so.
It's harder for you to practice.
I know, right?
Just the second
No,
part.
but the shaping. I mean, exactly what you're shaping. You guys are usually in 6ths. So just by following the contour and following the articulation, it's very.
Okay.
A little bit.
At some point, if we wanted to all grab 10 minutes in my studio with the harpsichord, if we were all free during the day,
Yeah.
that would solve. Like,
Yeah.
that would be cool.
Yeah. The three of us, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, we can do that.
Yeah. Because she will be here tomorrow, but you won't be.
Right.
So it will be us all singing the second part tomorrow. It's good practice for me.
All right.
It's practicing my advanced conducting job. Do you have any questions for me? Thank you so much for doing this.
Yeah.
I'm
It's fun.
thrilled
Thank you.
to have you. Okay, Kria? All right, let's reconfigure this ever so slightly because I want to be able to play what the organ will play on this. So I'm wondering if we can just now we're going to go to the second one, which is the continuo line and the obo d'amore.
There's not going to be a bass, I think, am I right?
Not for this one, no. So Mark gets a whiskey break on the second one. Oh, you mean for the performance?
In general.
Oh no, Mark's
he's
playing.
in the play.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
He's running from, for the performance, he's running from Mozart Requiem here.
Are you kidding me?
No, I'm not kidding.
I gave that up. I didn't think you will.
He said he told me he's like, I would rather take this, and I thought, well, it's Roger Malone, but he did take it. I didn't know you had given it up. Because he had asked me, could I do
could
both?
find out if he got something up, but this is at 4 o'clock?
Around, yeah,
That's at 2?
I guess it's 2 o'clock or
I
3
just
o'clock.
didn't imagine.
Well, I told him to leave after the Süßmeyer part starts for the Requiem. Because he finished the Requiem, so Mozart didn't write the end.
Oh, I see.
I mean, that's a joke, you can't do, actually play the whole thing, but, So, okay, thank you. All right, let's move the piano just a little bit so I can play, and then, thank you, good night. Let's move, let me just rotate this. Thank you.
You want the pattern?
We sure, no. How are you feeling?
Better than yesterday.
Were you sick yesterday?
Oh yeah.
Allergies?
And something else. I'm not really sure.
Oh, like a flu or something?
Yeah, while I was moving, it hit me very quickly.
Oh.
So I was quite pathetic.
Okay, let me move the camera and then.
Oh, do you want me to line it up?
Sure, that's great. Okay, so can we sort of all see each other? I'm wondering, continuo gang,
Mm-hmm.
would you mind please just rotating 180 degrees?
Oh.
So we can, would you mind maybe moving or something like that, and then we can all be kind of together.
Wait, which way do you want us to face?
Just face me.
Oh, okay.
This is, I mean, we obviously won't turn in the concert, but for where the big cupid is, it's easier to do this.
cello. It's sparks.
Should we
Oh.
one or two? Maybe just one. I think one for this one.
Yes. Oh, I see.
But for the other continual movement, so for movement 11, which is the big fugue, we'll need both of these. Because all it is cello, basso continuo,
Yes.
double bass,
Okay.
an organ. So I would say probably, and I love the time you're taking to play very beautifully and very expressively,
But
I think
so slowly.
I think starting at the tempo, I was like, wow, she's got a set of lungs, and I thought, and Mary's got a set of lungs, but it's not quite right. So this text is about. Why don't you tell her what the text is? The translation of the text.
It's because he's chosen to give to regard me, even just in my lowly state, his handmaiden.
So this is
I'm now called blessed.
the whole Magnificat, of course, is the visitation of the angel to Mary and her rejoicing about I've been chosen to carry the Lord Jesus. So this is her response when she is feeling like I am such a humble maidservant. I am so lucky to have been given this honor. So there's a sense of regality and a sense of royalty almost to it. She's the Queen of Heaven. But at the same time, she's young. She's 13, 14, 15. So I think if we take a too slow tempo, she sounds like she's, I don't know, like 65. She's still old and a little fat. So,
That'd be real nerd.
I know. That's right. Let's take this a little again. So when I was working with Mary alone on Friday, I just said, I want you to think of this as a slow allemande. Because that's exactly what it is. So however, and I don't, do you always play the violin sonatas in transcription or something like that?
Not much,
Okay. But so I was thinking. Sorry. I'm gonna keep my Euro parts in a funny key. So okay. So from the beginning, I think with that kind of feeling. make sense?
Yeah.
So right now I'm listening to this fantastic, it's a 26-hour audio course called Bach and the High Baroque. And it's narrated by one of my favorite musicologists named Dr. Robert Greenberg. Have you heard this or no? This is fantastic. So when I walk to and from school, I listen to it. And he is always talking about how Bach, like the best job and the best well-paying job in the Baroque period was for an opera house, which Bach actually never had. And he was the fourth choice for the very, very famous job that he got in Leipzig. So from 1723 to 1750, when he died, he was at the Thomaskirche in Leipzig, right? And he was the fourth candidate. They offered it to 3 other people before him, and they were like, I guess we'll have to deal with this guy. He's too heavy and too learned and too academic, and like, you know, look what 300 years of history has done, or 250 years of history. But so what they talk about was that Bach was constantly unhappy in his Leipzig job, because he had too much to do, he hated teaching Latin, but it came in handy because he knew what to do with the texts. So he knew what to do with the languages, but what it also said, and this stuck with it, I've got to tell all the people on the Magnificat project, that he, even though he was forbidden to write opera by the Lutheran Church, he wrote opera anyway. This is an opera aria. So we have to all think about that and shaping it in terms of rhetoric and in terms of gesture. So when you have something twice, follow the contour. If it goes higher the second time, for example, or if and then the next one is so less there, right? And then I love what you're doing with that long note. You can start at straight tone. If Dr. Hicks has objections, tell him to text me or something. But you're singing very well and very cleanly. So I think to take vibrato away for an expressive purpose like that on that moment, I think is great. If you are comfortable with it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Does that make sense? So that's my 2.5 cents on how this goes.
I wanted to write in with
Oh.
no, it was
Tell me about that. I want to do every other note.
2021.
Yeah. Just something to play with.
Okay, so let me set that up.
I just left a little too bit.
That ending.
Yeah, so this one, so bar,
It melts
I can write bar numbers in
walls.
this scores, I'm not great, but. And then E minor is higher rhetorically than D major.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's, so down, hum,
So you play
yeah,
this.
down, so we. This is more. And then we stay in that high place, and this comes last. Thank you so much for your work today. It's such a delight. It's so wonderful to have you here, and I do have both of you. And you're handling this funny talent. Look at this instrument. Have you guys seen this?
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah. I've never seen one.
Is it yours?
No, it's
It's
the
cool.
Oh,
We have 2 of them. Well, here's a question for you. Do they have Baroque bows here? Do we have a set of them?
No, but maybe I could borrow from Joel.
I think. Well, what I'm also wondering, and I would love your opinion on this, is if you think we could maybe chill up on the bowl a little bit.
Yeah, I was just doing that.
Mm-hmm.
Just anyway.
Yeah, I
you
think
know.
we should, because I think in order to have the kind of articulation
Yeah.
of like,
Right.
like the kind of, right?
I think I was trying to explain brush stroke.
Right.
Brush.
No, that's exactly, but I mean, just, so what's also so amazing is that, right before Bach's time, of course, all music was basically vocal. If it was instrumental, it was imitating vocal music. And then through the composition of pieces like this, we start having things that are very instrumental, and then we get the roles are reversed, because I think in so many parts in this, the vocalists are singing instrumental music, but it's so when you hear it exactly in the opening of the Magnificat. And what's also funny is for weeks, the choir, it was a very, very good choir, has been working on this piece that started in early January rehearsal. And we read the opening movement like, no problem, tonight with the instruments. And
let's just say we did not read it down that way in the choir rehearsal. So, with, you know, and it's different concerns of music literacy, I mean, not literacy, but just what to do, how to put these things together, but I'm so happy. Do you guys want to stay a little, work on a little on continuous stuff? Is that okay?
Yeah, sure.
And Joe Mitchell, who's singing the 5th aria, will be here in about 4 or 5 minutes.
Oh,
So
okay.
that's the continual only aria, but I think you guys can thank, do you have any questions?
No.
No, it's beautiful. And then I'll email, if you even wanna come into her coaching, because there's a harpsichord now that lives in my office too. So we could do this again when I'm not playing a ball with piano.
On Friday at noon?
I have band rehearsals on Friday.
Oh, okay.
So
Okay.
I don't think
We
I'm going to
can
be
come up with
able to
another
be out
time,
on that
we'll
time.
email. Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much, not Wednesday morning,
Okay,
no, anytime after 2 on Wednesday,
okay,
anytime on Monday except 11 and 12 to 2. I
yeah,
have band on Monday, Wednesday and Friday from noon until 2.
right.
And then, like not 11, but Tuesday I have time right up until 3:30.
We'll find
So-
something that's easy.
You
Yeah,
play
in fact, let me
oboe
just
de more in
email
the band?
my schedule.
You play oboe de more in the band?
No, I played in orchestra last
I
semester though,
Yeah.
but
Now that I know we have 2 of them, I'm already planning future programs. Those are hard instruments to find.
when Evgeny found out about it, he was like, oh, we should do something with 2 of it. But I think the other one is also not very good.
Oh, so this is the better of the 2.
This is the better
Okay.
of the 2.
You
And I
sound
mean,
you sound
can
so
tell
beautiful.
there's like some of the intonation is very.
Well, also, I mean, I think, and
So
this,
it's like
this,
certain notes are a little off.
plus, this aria has more diminished chords per square inch than of great variety of 19th century music that I know. And I think part of it is her own, Bach is getting at the conflict of Mary. I mean, she's following God, she's following the orders, but like on the surface. But then I think inside she's like, okay, how's this gonna go? Right? She's so right, and she's repeating herself. And I think Bach captures this emotion so beautifully. So I don't mind, and also, I mean, he wrote for the instruments, the best players that he had at the time, the orchestra that he had in Leipzig and also at Köthen before. His church job was fantastic music. So he wrote what people could play, and but he wanted also, he knew the humanities of he knew that singers had to breathe. He knew that when he takes a soprano low, she makes a different sound than when she sings high, and when, probably the same thing for this instrument. When they're playing a certain register, it sounds a certain color. Out of that, there's a more vulnerable quality. So I say, maximize that. You know what I mean? Really, really beautiful. Okay, thank you. Any questions so far?
Oh wait, there was one.
Yes.
In the first movement, I have a lot of slurs marked in.
Let's see.
But I'm not
Oh,
sure
yeah.
which ones should be doing.
So I have my score's pretty good. Let's see what we have.
Because all the dear, like, when it's 460, it's slurs, I don't mind quite so much. But dear, it's not particularly stylish.
I would actually take those into slurs. Yeah, for sure, that's already in. Absolutely. So what I would say is that, what I'm saying, no, here you go.
Yeah, okay. Oh, yeah.
So, the flutes have them on just on rare occasion. Second flute, 43. I would say, I would take the twos and just play the four. I can email the game about that too. Okay.
Or I mean, I can just tell it when.
Okay, that would be great.
I see when you get it, so. That's it.
Wow. It sounds like the C major suite, but wrong. But not. C major suite, but it's not the C major suite. Can we take a quick look at the sequel, which is just us actually, plus Mark when he arrives tomorrow. That's here. So this is big number 11.
he will continue it, the organ will play this one, you guys and Mark, so we'll just do it, so, and this is in two, it's not too slow. That's 33?
Yeah.
Fabulous.
Yeah, I'll show this. Get off the string a little bit. Yeah, it's a little sticky or something. Maybe you play further out. Yeah, we'll work on it.
Good. Can we do right from 33 directly? Just a little quick. That's how that goes. For something that, so I know it's only one voice, but Russell, how many rehearsals have we had on that? The few, the Zikumakutus?
How would you do some
A couple.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
At
it's,
least two.
it's just funny to hear like the instruments just,
Not too
Pull-
much.
you know, play it. It's amazing to me, and then,
Like pickies on it.
oh, it's phenomenal.
Not
If we had valves, that might
like
be.
it's like, you know.
For sure. And I know that a lot of the ensemble has played this piece, or played pieces like it, like Go Like It, or something. And then for a lot of people in the choir, it's their first time around doing something quite like this, so.
Everything.
Hey, perfect timing.
Oh, perfect, good.
Great.
You know,
So
because
this is
cello.
so you know, you're just with continuo gang, so
Right.
you'll be with harpsichord, two cello, and maybe a bass. I haven't decided.
Okay, cool.
How are you, Joe?
Good, how are you
Good,
doing?
thank you.
Very live, ring.
You-
Get a lot of resonance.
Where's Kvia?
Bass.
That's movement 5. It's like everybody, it's on paper.
Okay, so I'm not gonna tell you where I put it in.
13.
You just tell me if you notice and it sounds bad, okay?
It's not about sounding bad, I think it's just it can't book the
Interrupts.
ensemble,
Yeah.
ensemble.
Wrong.
Workshop concerto. No, no. Yeah. I studied that piece with two of Alan Harris's students, so I got to play with him a lot, and then he demonstrated. It's great.
I'm Joe, by the way.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Hi.
Yeah, Dr.
Nice
Sheps
to meet you.
and Rodrigo.
Nice to meet you.
Is that right? Is that that's the correct name? Rodrigo?
Rodrigo.
Rodrigo. Okay.
As I say, Rodrigo.
Cool. Wow.
Rodrigo. Cool.
I'll have to practice that. Great. Okay, Kvia Feci, which is big number 5.
Thank you.
Thank you, Lisa. It sounds wonderful. Okay, so
So in terms of this one, we want to feel it as a gavotte, but with the bar in the wrong place. So, you know, I don't have memorized which cello suite, which of the 6 cello suites have gavottes in them. Five, okay, so, but so usually the gavotte would be, of course, the 2 8th note upbeats and then, you know, but we want to kind of have that feeling in this.
Right, okay.
Running down the stairs, and about that tempo, I think, right? Yeah.
That's right, it's very balanced.
Yeah. Not so. So I would say 1 heavy note per bar, or 1 heavy note every other bar. Not too fast.
Via fecit mi magna.
It's got a feeling for it.
Via fecit mi magna. Via
Ever so slightly too quick for you, isn't it? Yeah. So I think if we keep the tempo that we set at the beginning, that's really gonna rock. It's gonna really rock and really be great with the singer. Can we just do it from the beginning again, please?
Maybe let's play close to the finger.
Via fecit mi
So
magna.
you can't drag either.
Via fecit mi magna. Via
Keep those 60s a little lighter.
Via fecit mi magna. Qui potences et sanctum nomen eius et sanctum nomen et sanctum nomen eius sanctum nomen eius sanctum nomen eius et sanctum nomen eius. Via fecit mihi magna qui potences et sanctum nomen eius.
And that's how these goes. So a couple of quick things, really, really good. Make sure, just like what the string players are doing, so now you can hear really their articulation, right? You can hear that, so not every note is created equal. So this is very different from what you're singing in Tokumaru, for example. So we're really going, so pick one measure, for example, 1 note per measure, 1 note every other measure where you're really gonna shake to.
Yeah.
And then keep things, I think in the 16th of passages, the running 16th of passages, there has to be a little bit lighter articulation, just getting a little behind and a little under pitch.
Okay, yeah, sure.
So, and then I also want you to think every vowel, every note is an opportunity to sing a clean vowel. So if you have 1/16 of it where the vowel's not so good or something, just, you know, adjust it. So something like, and I don't mind, I'd actually love, instead of big long line, I can be your understudy. I have all, I have all your
You
notes.
have all the notes.
It's the only piece for which I have all the notes.
It's the bass aria.
But do you see what I did there? So it's not, and then wherever you, I wasn't bothered about any place you breathe. That was
Okay,
awesome.
good.
I thought it was really good decisions.
Yeah.
Potence, potence, S. I think this is like we're about 90. We're very warm to the perfect tempo. I think for the ensemble, we're not quite there yet. So would you mind just trying one more time?
No.
Is it okay?
No.
Those items are, I think we're rushing
Okay.
ever so slightly. That was great.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Good. Yeah, so I'll see you for coaching tomorrow, but really, really nice work with this. I have a couple of drills to add, a couple of small things,
Cool.
but really good.
Awesome.
You're comfortable?
Yes.
Clear as mud?
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Great worker. I mean,
Yeah.
a lot of people have played the piece before.
Right, yeah.
So I'm very, 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 very happy, very lucky. We are all lucky.
It's gonna be really awesome.
Russ and Mary heard the orchestra rehearsal for the first thing, and I videoed it for my homework.
Yeah.
So I get to study. So I'll, if people are interested, they can find the link to it. That was really good. Yes. Yeah, we covered. All this we covered. PFA should be covered. And so we can She went through line of movements tonight.
Really? That's awesome. That's great.
Yeah. Diplomas we will hit tomorrow with the strings because we need violins with that. We did a Zodiantis. The trio will cover, but it's not hard because we need it. I was just not when the oboe was so here. We'll do it tomorrow. I think it's a great first rehearsal.
Yeah.
Any questions? Please, I'm so grateful for everyone giving up their time and coming in these strange hours and everything. Yeah, no, I'm so happy.
Yeah, I'll write some
Yeah.
And then I have a translation, I have a complete translation all ready to go, so I'll give that to the orchestra as well. And then I did a chart for the chorus, the choir, for which dance movements are in what kind of dance movements are in each of the 12 movements. So they can get a feeling of light and heavy and tempi, and sometimes it's a fusion of two different kinds of dances. So I'll give that to the orchestra as well. Excellent. This is amazing. I mean, I had like a quiet orchestra and happy people, and I'm so happy.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Awesome. Glad to be singing with you guys.
Awesome. Thank you, Joe.
So you already printed a part?
I have.
Okay, so I'll just.
And you have a
I
score
did
as
too.
well. I sent with the printed with the.
Oh, it's on the same.
Gotta
Yes.
go home.
So I think the
look
score is
through
just
whatever
called
songs
I think it's
Matt
called
told me
Bach
to do on that
Mag.
day.
Oh, maybe
it's
There's
just
an email yet, so.
It might be.
We'll
It
see.
might have been. So I'm happy to send
Yeah,
it.
really. And then on memory test for the opera is like,
And then
like
and then
4
the,
days after this concert for X.
my part is unfigured, so I put some, and then like,
Yeah.
I've been here since 8 in the morning, so I have to mark some there's no figures in my, alright, so I have to, I was like, oh, there's a scratch, G sharp.
Well.
Okay, or something, so I'll fix it. Not to worry.
Oh,
And so,
Oh, yeah, that's Friday.
David, we
yeah.
should play one, we
So I
should
definitely need to look.
play these things
all
right here.
those things.
Have you played the Gama Sonatas?
Because
And I have harpsichord
But I mean-
in my studio. And it's a
Yeah,
transposing
exactly.
one. So it's,
We'll see you guys.
So it's a mechanism that was not quite as big, of course. Then at one end, there's a block that's exactly one key width.
yeah.
And they made the action so that so you put it at one end of the other, and then it moves the key around. So you either play a 450 or 440, it's fantastic. It's the only one, but it's a concert harpsichord, so it has full set of 6 stops, and there's a lot to tune. It's a lot, and it's a lot to move with it.
Alright. Is it yours?
No, it was, so you know that there's an early music room
Yeah.
that Colleen and Art, or that they really handle everything. And it just came to a point of discussion that I was able to get the instrument in there, and and she said, well, let's get this big one out of the early music room.
Oh.
So,
Somebody killed this?
yeah, please, thank you.